For anyone who has ever broken a bone or torn a muscle, you know the pains and the trials of recovery. For me, I was a sophomore in high school, team captain, and only 2 games into my soccer season at Prairie High School. The game had just begun, and a near 5 minutes in, a loud pop could be heard from the sidelines. I couldn't feel the pain through the adrenaline as I struggled to get up off the ground. I could hear my coach yelling at the ref to stop the game, and I could see my assistant coach on her hands and knees on the sidelines calling at me, trying to get my attention. After being carried off the field and driven to the ER, I was told I had dislocated my kneecap, only later to find out that I had actually torn my ACL and would need surgery as well as a 9-month recovery. Today I'm going to inform you on ACL surgery from a patient's point of view, by first describing surgery itself, the recovery process, as well as life after being healed. First, I'm going to describe the ACL surgery. Before you actually go into surgery or even know whether or not you need it, you have to have an MRI. MRI is a giant machine that basically takes pictures of the muscles within your legs. When I got my MRI back, the picture looked like if you took a rope, a really thick rope, and you cut it and all the ends frayed. That was my ACL. On the day of surgery, you show up and you wait for your appointment slot, and when it's time, you go and you put on your special little hospital nightie and you sit there and you wait. The nurses will come, and the first thing they do is make sure that you've shaved your legs so they can perform surgery, and they clean it with iodine. After that, they try and put an IV in you, and for most people, it's an easy process. For whatever reason, my veins hate it and try to avoid an IV at all costs. For me, it took 45 minutes, 5 nurses, and the anesthesiologist to finally get the IV to work. When it comes to the actual surgery, for me, I had a piece of my hamstring removed, and that's what they used to form my new ACL. They use just these tiny little lasers to make small incisions and light it up so they know where to sew the new pieces together. It sounds kind of gross. I now have 2 titanium screws holding my knee in place, and after they put that all together and sew it up, they close you back up, and you have 3 tiny holes on your kneecap as well as 1 very small line just on your shin. It's about maybe an inch wide, or long, not wide. After that, you wake up from your medicine-induced coma, and they feed you delicious cold applesauce, and you don't feel the pain for a while because you're so drugged up. Second, after surgery comes the recovery process. 3 days after having surgery, you start physical therapy. That doesn't mean that you're up and walking on it instantly, but physical therapy starts with basically just massages, trying to get the swelling down, trying to get your range of motion back. There's various exercises that you have to do with that, and the first round of physical therapy at least, it lasts about 3 months, and it's just getting that range of motion, the mobility, getting the confidence that you can walk and stand on it back. It's a lot of relearning, a lot of learning how your leg works again. It's been rebuilt, basically, and I remember a lot of it was even just on a treadmill, just walking on a treadmill, how you're supposed to walk, your posture, making sure you're not favoring one foot over the other, trying to use it the same way you would have used it before. After your first round of physical therapy is complete, the second round is optional. For me, wanting to get back into sports, my doctor basically made me do it. It's called jump therapy, and it specializes in a lot of, yes, jumping, but also making sure that your landings are proper, you're not training your knee to bend the wrong way, a lot of strength building and resistance training on it to make sure that it's sturdy and that you can trust it. You do get a specialized brace, and I'm sure anyone that has it hates it because it's like a bird cage on your leg. It goes from probably 3/4 up your thigh down 3/4 of your shin. So it's almost your entire leg is in this case, and you have to wear it when you play sports, whether that's football, soccer, any sport that you have this injury from. You have to wear it. Aside from the physical recovery of an ACL surgery or any surgery, I'm sure, is the mental ability of trying to get over it mentally, prepare yourself mentally, because now you're starting over. You have a new leg, a new knee, a new joint that you have to work and get used to. And for me, at least, it was really hard to grasp. Luckily, I had a lot of support from friends and my family and my teammates that I had, and a lot of people help work you through that. And so, although it is hard and it's mentally taxing and it's really tiring and it'll make you break down probably, you learn a lot and you realize about yourself that as hard as it is, you're doing it, you're getting stronger, and you can see the results in your leg and your mobility, and so it makes it better, it makes it easier. Finally, I'm going to cover what life is like after this recovery process. Once you've had surgery and you've waited your 9 months of recovery and tried to earn your way back into the field and playing game, you hit the field and you don't really know what to do. You've lost a lot of conditioning, you've lost a lot of skill, and you have to gain that back, and it's a lot of work. For me, trying to go back into that with the high school sports atmosphere, it was really hard, and I hated a lot of it. I was unhappy in the game I was playing. I felt I was being treated unfair, and I eventually took the steps to not go back my senior year. Life after surgery is really up to you. It can be as easy and low-key as you want it, or it can be as challenging and as sports-filled as ever. In conclusion, although surgery can sound overwhelming and the recovery process is hard, the outcome and the things you learn from an injury such as an ACL tear can actually change your life for the better. That's not to say I enjoy waking up to knee pain because of cold weather, but through this injury I've learned a lot about myself and what I'm truly capable of.